Hi.
Hi, Kelly.
Can you see me?
Yes, I'm expanding so I can see this. Oh, wait.
Let me turn this on. Wait, is that...
That's what I just... Oh, there we go. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
You're still down there, but I don't know if you want to, you can turn off the camera.
Nah, that's okay. Yes, I'm okay with that. Okay, thank you. How are ya?
I'm good. Is there a little glare? I see a little streak from that light right
Yeah,
there.
I think it's coming from your top light. Maybe if you scoot like left to your right or left or something.
Maybe if I turn it off, is that too dark?
Oh, no, that's okay. That
Okay.
works all right.
Okay, cool. Maybe I can... Oh. Anyway. Is that okay or is it too dark?
Yeah, nope, I see it just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, now that works. Okay, so tell me how it turned out. How you did.
Well, I don't want to carry on and have this be a long story or anything, but this is like my first time venting and complaining and stuff. So, but let me just start out. Like 3 days or so before the swim, I started developing a cough, and I had hung around people with bronchitis, and they basically, long story short, the day before the swim, I was coughing and I had bronchitis, and I thought, holy cow, yeah, what do I do now? And I seriously thought about calling the people that were going to cover me, spot me, Scott and Andrew, and just say, look, let's do it in a week or two, or let's do it when I'm done with this. But I thought, and that was the time that Guinness World Records came back and said, well, we're not going to have this as a category for a world record. And so I just thought, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go through with it anyway. Maybe I won't make it. I don't know how this is going to affect things. And so I get there, and they're there, and I'm committed, and everything's good, and I'm still coughing a little bit, and I don't know how bad it'll be, but I get to the shore where I'm about ready to jump in, and KOB was there, another news station, filming me to put on their news, and they wanted to do a little thing, and another camera was there to do a little documentary, and they said, oh yeah, how about if you jump off this rock into the water? And I looked down into the water, and it looked like it was totally sand. But I jump in, and I said, okay, yeah, and I do my thing, and I jump in, and it was a hard rock down below. And I hit it, and my right ankle got severely sprained. And it was wrapped up today, and I just thought, holy cow, what do I do now? And I saw stars, and it was that pain, really sharp pain, and I knew that it was going to balloon up, and I thought, what do I do now? And I just decided to go for it anyway. And so this thing, and I'm not saying that to brag at all. I'm just saying that this was the experience. The Scott and Andrew will tell you, I coughed the whole time. I just would stop in the water and cough my lungs out and then keep swimming. And then I had this sharp pain of this ankle the whole time. And so, I feel like that, hey, the English Channel has nothing on this. I mean, this was 23 hours of horror. This was 23 hours of extreme pain and kind of fighting for my life type of thing. And so it was all day, all night, into the next morning, and I just didn't think it would be over with. It just went on and on and on. And at every turn, I had phlegm in my throat, and I had to cough it out. Then I was wheezing as I would swim, and I feel very happy and satisfied, but part of me says, wow, this was incredible, and maybe you shouldn't do it next time. So this has been an amazing adventure, being on this, being both injured and sick, and so I just feel like anything I do in the future is not going to compare, because it was so hard. It was such a trial, but it was worth it. It was me proving to myself that I could do something like this. And I had never swam. The furthest I had swam before is 14 miles. And so, that's basically it in a nutshell. I don't know. Do you have any other questions?
What? I mean, that's an insane situation and story. That's the last thing I expected you to tell me of how it all went down. I mean, what drove you that whole time? I mean, you literally were against all odds then at that point. You're sick, you're freshly injured, you've never done it before as it is. What pushed you?
Yes.
How did you keep...
Well, I feel like that my Facebook name, Man of Fat Steel, I feel like that I'm indestructible. And this was both humbling and ennobling, because I was both sick and injured, so of course I'm not of steel. But then I thought, you know what, but is your will that of steel? And so it became an adventure of how strong is your will, Kelly. This became an experience of, am I really going to quit? I have lots of reasons to, but and I feel like that if I moved on from here, it wouldn't be the English Channel. I feel like that would be too easy. I feel like it should be something like from Cuba to Florida or something like that, because that's what I feel like stepping it up even more would take. So yeah, I believe me, it blindsided me too. But I'm there, my ankle's bad, I don't know what'll happen. I even asked the spotter in the middle of the water, I said, what is there going to be, can there be any permanent damage, or and I would put my foot out of the water, and both the spotters just went, wow, it was just a big balloon. But I kept swimming, and I said to one, I said, thank goodness I don't have to walk this, because that would have been really hard to walk 22 miles. But it, but it was invigorating. It was, at times it was peaceful, and in the still of the night, it was just swimming, and they had a flashlight, and so that peace and looking at the cliffs and the trees and all of that was nice. And then there was a nice little group there at the end to really say good job. And so I'm just glad it's over with. And it was, the two spotters, they would say to each other, I learned all this afterwards, because I was swimming and I couldn't hear them talk to each other. And they were saying, what are we going to do when he goes under? What are we going to do when he gives out? We have to have a plan. And they would talk, well, maybe he could do this, maybe he could do that. And I thought, it's a long lake, and I thought the sides would be closer, but there was a lot of stretches in there where it was just long. It was, to get to either side was a long ways. And so that may have not have been an option, but you know what? These guys were guys like me. You just jump in. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, it's bad things could happen, especially when you're sick and injured. But you know what? It was at least 22 miles, and I can at least take that satisfaction that I did it. And I told everyone I would do it, and then I stepped up, and even against added odds, I was able to complete it. So that is satisfying.
In the end, then, so was it 22 or 23 miles, and how many hours?
One of the spotters thought it was 24 miles, but I'm saying between 22 and 23. What I'm telling folks is it's probably 23 miles in 23 hours. So it was a mile an hour. And also part of it was, and I can't believe I didn't mention this, is, see, the lake is actually flowing towards the dam really slowly. and so I was swimming from the dam upstream. And sometime that upstream and the wind and that stream was heavy. And so I was swimming into the flow of the water going against me. And so that was more than I thought it would be too. I thought, it's a lake, but it's actually slowly going towards the dam, which forms the San Juan River. And so that was another added barrier. But you know what? It's funny. I have no desire to swim the English Channel now because I believe I've eclipsed it.
Really? Wow. So you won't do that? Do you have a goal?
But I don't. If someone paid me, like, I don't know, if they paid for the whole trip and then paid me like $5,000 or $10,000, I might swim the English Channel. But I feel like that's not that would be stepping down from what I did last weekend. So I would have to swim, like, I don't know, swim. And I know the English Channel is a little bit colder than what I experienced, but I've swam in the cold before, and I'm not worried about that. It would be something like an Arctic swim or swimming from Cuba to Florida or something that would be a step up from what I experienced. And that's not just because of the distance, but because of the pain. And, I mean, in the middle there, those spotters, they're like, Kelly, survival is first and foremost, right? I'd be like, yeah. But I wasn't going to touch the boat sides. I wasn't going to get any help. I wasn't going to cheat at all. I just kept going. This kind of like a stubborn will. Stubborn. The only thing I can see is that flag at the end of my quest after 23 miles. And so, it's like tunnel vision. You don't see anything else but that. And I didn't want to cheat. I wanted to do it by the open water rules, which are, all I had is a spandex thing on to wear, and that's it. And so, but it was amazing. It was incredible. I'm glad it's over with, and I'm glad you're doing this because I also feel like that they broadcast this on KLB in Albuquerque, and I got and it was my Facebook page and everything, and there was, I think, 5 or 6 requests. I just don't know how interested people are. I hate to say it. I would hope that when I almost die, that doing something and then completing it and finishing it, there would be more of a response. But I don't know. People are who they are. I'm doing this for me, and I'm maybe I'll think about it and maybe do a Cuba to Florida or something, because I feel like I'm a world-renowned swimmer now, for sure.
Yeah. What was that last moment like when you finally got out of the water? Like, you finally made it? Because I know anytime you're in the ocean, you can see that flag in the end, and you see it for a good long time before you're even close to it. So that's one challenge in itself. But then when you finally make it to the end, what was that moment like? Like, what's going through your mind and your body at that moment?
Yeah, it was amazing because I wanted to make it to Colorado. It was the Navajo Dam to Colorado. And so I knew, because I'd studied maps, about where Colorado was as it slices through the lake. And there was a flag just beyond that. And I saw the flag, and Andrew, one of the spotters, says, "Look, it's right there. It's no problem now." And I looked, and it was like 2 miles away. And it looked like forever away. It looked like... And there was a steady flow. It was really picking up the waves coming towards me. And so I had to fight that. And in fact, I yelled at him. He said later, "That's the only time you ever got mean," is I said, "That's too far away." I said, "Oh my gosh, I just need to rest now." And so I sat in the water and just treaded water and rested. And then I thought, you know what? You've gone this far. You cannot stop. And so I just dug my head in the water and kept swimming, doing that side stroke I do all the way, and just persistent. And it was, those last 2 miles were literally 3.5 hours to get to that last flag. And so, but once I made it there, and a small group of friends and people were there, it was elation. It was amazing. It was that It's kind of like the feeling maybe after you're a soldier in war and the war's finally over. It was like, wow, it's finally over. It's done. It's completed. The goal has been met, and now we can just rejoice. We can celebrate, and so that's.
Did you even walk? Was your body like?
No, I was.
Can't imagine, after being in the water for so long and you're hurt. I just like, what was your body even like?
It was extreme limping, and then there were people that saw me sprain my ankle. In fact, it's even on video. The KOB guy has it somewhere, and also this other guy that was filming, and so. They have that, but they didn't. They cut it from all the news stuff. But they were there, and they were. One guy was filming also, but I said, look at this, and I pulled my ankle out, and there was like 3 or 4 of them that were right there that had seen me, that were on the beginning, that saw me sprain the ankle, and their faces were like, "You swam this far with that?" And I said, "Yep." And at that point I about was ready to cry, and I wanted to sit on the dock and do nothing for about an hour. It's funny when you're at that stage, people around you love them because they're there to support you. God bless them, but in a way you wish you were totally alone because you just want to lay down and do nothing. And so eventually I had to get up on my feet, and I limped just a very short distance to where they had a ride for me. And then I iced my ankle, and my wife was worried and calling the spotter in the middle of the night and all of this stuff. And so she was, I didn't know she was that worried about me, but she was relieved when I was okay. And so that meant something. And, I don't know what the next challenge is, but I'm going to rest from this one first.
Yes. Get healthy, get that ankle rehabbed.
Yes.
What an amazing thing. Yeah, I think what an amazing story it turned out to be.
Well, really. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your interest.
I sent you my email. I texted you my email.
Yes.
So if you can send me any of
Pictures.
your photos or videos, that'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be helpful, and we'll run this tonight at 10. So if you can get them to me sooner than later would be great.
Okay, I'll get right on it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Kelly.
Thanks.
Congratulations for making it.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.